So I want to talk about the specifics of this one, but then also just the exigencies, the issues, the points on both sides of whether or not you should do this. Because like people, some of us, like me, for instance, cameras in the courtroom every time. I don't know why we would ever not want them unless they're going to throw something about kids at you. So got the lawyers from the two biggest murder trials that this country really has ever seen or not seen. Okay? OJ, all right, that was seen. Professor Alan Dershowitz is here with us, consulted on that trial. He is also the author of Get Trump, which is, always a relevant read, but now increasingly so. Now, we also have high-profile defense attorney Mark Geragos, okay? Scott Peterson, where I met the inestimable Geragos. He did not want cameras in the courtroom there. What does he believe about that decision, and what does he believe it should mean for the Kohberger case? Gentlemen, thank you very much, especially right before a holiday weekend. Appreciate you both. So let's do it this way. Professor, set the table for us on why we don't look to the U.S. Constitution about this and what the major jurisprudence is about cameras in courtrooms.
Well, if it were up to me, we'd look to the federal Constitution, which provides for the right to a public trial. And I think public means as public as the technology permits. Back in the day, obviously, all that meant is newspaper journalists with pens and paper could take notes. Today, it means television. If television is not disruptive, if it doesn't violate the rights of defendants, the presumption should be that all of our institutions should be open to public view. And therefore, I think there is a federal constitutional interest in having cameras in the courtroom. The courts have said no. The courts have said we're going to leave it to the states to determine. Right now, the federal courts don't allow it, but with some exceptions. For example, in the decision overruling Roe versus Wade, the Supreme Court made an exception and allowed live audio coverage because it was in the public interest. Now, forgetting about for 1 minute this case, the Trump cases definitely should be on television. The most important political cases of the 21st century, the public should have an eyewitness approach to it so they can make their own judgment as to whether justice has been done.
Amen, amen, I say. So, Counselor Geragos, help us understand the other side of this, and then tell us the story of your experience in Scott Peterson.
So when Professor Dershowitz is talking about cameras in the courtroom for the Trump case or for the Supreme Court, look, the circuit courts, I can't tell you how many times I've been in the Ninth Circuit here or the Eighth Circuit, they sometimes will live stream, and they have a catalog of that. So you can see it. The district courts, it's verboten. You don't get it. When I was trying the Peterson case, because there was such an overwhelming prejudice of guilt, people had prejudged guilt. I thought, and there was wall-to-wall coverage. I thought when the prosecution, and they were the ones who brought, and you have to show how much I've aged in the last 20 years.
You look better now.
Thank you. The prosecution brought the motion to ban cameras in the courtroom. I mistakenly, in retrospect, joined in that. And I say mistakenly, and this is why. I thought it would damp down the pretrial publicity, the prejudice against my client. It had the opposite effect. We had anchors. I was on the West Coast. We had anchors commenting on the case who were not in the courtroom at the end of the day, repeating urban legends and myths, and it was ridiculous. I mean, things were being said about the trial that bore and absolutely no resemblance to what was happening in the courtroom. I have often said over the last 23 years, the worst mistake I made in that case was clearly not having cameras in the courtroom. If the public had seen what was going on in that courtroom, I think the public would have a completely different perception of what transpired. So I readily...
Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of NewsNation's fact-driven coverage.